Alright, it's been about 3 years since I've done a review for the ZentaiZone suits that I've been ordering, and I thought it would be time for me to do another one since I've added 4 new suits to my collection since then. So here is my review on those. Also, as a bonus, I'm going to throw in a review of a couple hoodies, and why not, for the Spiderman Far From Home review, to review one of the hoodies of that suit. So here is that one. I got this one from Destructoid, I believe is how you say it, from Facebook is where I saw him. Some really good quality jacket. Let's see, the colors, fit everything was pretty nice here. One thing I did notice with this one though, the emblem didn't line up when I zipped this up. Some other reviews I've seen, some people's have lined up better, so these are, you know, custom made, so they're made to order, and I guess not everybody's comes out quite so right. Spider on the back looked pretty nice. Again, the colors are pretty good. Even some of the, I don't know if it shows up there, but you can see some of the grays, the gray in the suit here. I mean, there's really nice detail to this one, and the guy's great on customer service. I told him about this not lining up, and he offered, since they were kind of made to order and he only runs them for a limited time and doesn't usually put them back up right away. There wasn't really one he could replace it with, so he offered to either give me a discount on a future order or a refund. And well, I did like the jacket, and I didn't want to have to return it for you know, to not have it. So I said, you know, I'd like the refund, but I didn't want to lose the jacket. And he said that's fine. He refunded the money and said I could keep the jacket. So that was great. They run though about $70, but again, the quality on this is phenomenal for what he does. They're great compared to some other ones that I've gotten that I see on Facebook. Here's the Iron Spider suit, which is still not bad. The colors that they show on the Facebook are a lot brighter than when you get them. The zipper is weird. It's on the left-hand side on this one, where I guess, you know, it's something maybe from China that I don't know why they do it on the left-hand side. But it's a nice jacket. The material's a lot thinner than the Destructoid one, but it looked pretty nice. I'm happy with this. Even though, like I said, the colors are a little dull, but they're pretty nice. And again, I think these were like under $50, I think, for these. Pretty cheap, but really nice. So those were my 2 Spider-Mans, and I'm big on Firestorm, so I got one I saw also for a Firestorm. Again, this one I think was from a different company than even the Iron Spider one. Is the material's a little even lighter, a little different. Still, the zipper's on the left-hand side. Colors are still a little pale. Again, what you see on Facebook, the colors are never as bright as like the Destructoid's colors. They don't look too bad on the camera, but in person you can tell that, I mean, they're just kind of washed out, faded. I don't think there's much on the back of that one. But these are pretty nice, and again, these are a little thinner. than the Destructoid one. But overall, I like these hoodies. If I can find the links, I'll put them up. I know I can get Destructoids on there. He has a lot of different things, not just Spider-Man, but other ones that if you're interested. Okay, now on to the ZentaiZone review. I've added 4 new suits since my last review. If you want to see that, it should be on my page. You can go back and look at that for some things. I may recap on some stuff that I'll talk about in this one, mainly like the face shells, probably some of the undersuit stuff, and things I've noticed that they've improved since my first suits to this suit. So my next one after the next suit I ended up getting, of course, was going to be the Homecoming suit. I purchased the pattern through Brandon Gilbert, Arachnid Studios, I believe is his actual studio's name. I always like to kind of buy the pattern from him. He's really the best pattern designer I've seen out there out of all the different ones I come across. His stuff is just phenomenal as far as details and accuracy and dedication to what he puts into his designs. So I went with his pattern for this, and it's really nice. For this one, there was since I've ordered, there's been some upgrades, some different possibilities that you could get. I think the wrist, the forearm zippers was new at this time. What was it? I can't remember if they had offered the soles on my last one, but I did opt for that on this one, which was definitely a plus. So you don't have to wear tennis shoes or anything over them, or try to make your own. For a pretty cheap add-on price, they do a pretty good job at adding those on. I go with the U-zipper. It hides better than across the back, and I usually get the attached hood. I'll talk about that later too. I don't know if the attached is necessarily a good thing. I like it because it's a cleaner look around the neck. You don't have to tuck a mask in or anything. So in that case, I usually get the hood, the zipper for the hood thing, so I can easily get into it. I get a face shell. I had a face shell from the first order review I had. That was their very first kind of go at it, which was I don't even know the material. It was some kind of plastic, and again they paint it, so a lot of the paint kind of started to wear off of it with the condensation and stuff. It had great holes in it for breathability, and their eye lenses, they've changed. I'll talk about them here too since the very beginning. They used to have them where it was like this plastic like film or something that covered it, and then they had like a sticker of a mesh pattern that they put over it with these God, I don't even know, more of a kind of a painted plastic border around it too. They fogged up so bad though, even no matter what you use as far as a defogger or anything, you really couldn't see out these for very long. Although I mean, they're even with these small magnets they have on these are great stick and hold though, but the mask was just really hard to use. So I went with I think Oracle UK. I found them. They do masks and stuff too. He had pretty good reviews, and his lenses are more open. It had some kind of metal, like I don't know what the material is again too. I'd love to find out. But because it's an open, no lens, plastic, whatever to cover it, they don't fog, and you can see out them a lot better. The frame is still like a plastic, probably 3D print or something. Really good quality stuff. His magnets are a little bigger than ZentaiZone's, but he puts the magnets on the inside of the shell with like a black epoxy or something. Some of them I tried to experiment with some stuff. I took them off and tried to like a bigger magnet and just super glued them in there, because it seems like, I mean, they hold pretty good but when you get when you get the costume on here, it just seems like it doesn't want to. I mean, it's never fell off, but it just seems a little weaker than I'd like it to be. Also, again with these, I mean, you're always going to have the condensation build up no matter how the breathing is. But also with this one, what I didn't like about it is how far apart the eyes seem. I mean, it's a neat look, but when I wear it, it obstructs my view a lot. It's probably maybe just my face, but my eyes are a little closer together than what this mask allows. So with the suit on and the lenses, it really obscures my view a lot more than I would like it. But it was my best option after this one that was just pretty much not usable because of the fogging. But they've stopped doing these now. They've moved on. ZentaiZone has moved on to a plastic, another plastic shell too that seems to be made of the red. So I've never had any problems with it as far as where it looks like it's painted or a smell of paint or anything fading. Again, with the condensation does build up. They still use the small magnets, but they're kind of on the outside here, so they still have a really good grip. Although again, still through the costume, it just seems still a little concerning that sometimes it doesn't grip as well as it should. But they never fell off yet, so I haven't had that issue. And again, with their lenses, their shell, they got like a different kind of plastic around this now as a frame, and they use more of a mesh here now for their eyes, and no lens cover, so they don't fog up either. So they're really great. You don't have really any trouble seeing out of them. Again, they don't fog up. And again, with this one, the eyes are a little closer together than the other one. So I don't have that much of an issue seeing out of the ZentaiZone one compared to the Oracle one. He's always changing. Oracle is changing his stuff, and I think he's probably updated his stuff even since I've had this. This is probably over a year old at least. So maybe he's made some changes. I know it looks like he's got some more indentation where the eyes sink in a little more, and I think done some different stuff. So it could have changed, but for the price, the ZentaiZone is just great. There was like $88 for this, along with the lenses, and it's fantastic. Where this ran me way over 100, probably 150 or something. I don't know what, but definitely nice, but not worth the price when I can get just something just as decent and does just as good a job from ZentaiZone for like $88 with this and the lenses together. The lenses between the Oracle and ZentaiZone. This was Oracle and this is Zentai. The Oracle's is a little more open. His ZentaiZones are a little more closed. I guess it just depends on what you really like. Zentai has different types. If you don't like the Far From Home, Homecoming, PS4 look, you can go with different options. But the closed versus the open, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a preferencing what you like better. I mean, the ZentaiZones would look nice, and I'll show you with it on when I get to that part. Let's see what else with this. The pattern's really nice. Again, like I said, Brandon does a really good job. That seems like it's kind of dotted. Almost looks like try to make it look textured. It's kind of like got white dots, kind of more for that like basketball texture look. Again, after I ordered this one, eventually Zentai started offering where they could put leather additions, excuse me, leather in the accents and stuff here where there should be, but I've already ordered mine before that. I think they did offer the raised emblems, but at the time I didn't decide to go for that. I just kind of wanted something. Just the basic looked pretty nice for me. I wasn't going to spend the extra money. I do believe I ordered the upgrade material. I think now this material is what they do standard on all of them anyway, now, and there's even a thicker one I think that you can upgrade to, which I don't necessarily think you would need. I mean, it'd probably be warmer, and I thought even with this one, because of the material maybe being thicker, it might have given me trouble with the lenses sticking to the face shell. So I don't know if I was going to ever want to upgrade mine again, but now that's pretty much their standard, so it's pretty much what you get. After that, then I ordered two at the same time. I went with the Iron Spider look. Again, this is Brandon Gilbert's design. Kind of went along with the same thing. I didn't like the wrist zippers, which I'll explain when I put the suit on, and why they just seemed, I don't know if it was the material or what, but it was really hard to zip and unzip with the material or the way they were. I've seen some people don't seem to have issues, so I don't know if it was just maybe the way it was sewn in or what. I mean, it looks nice, they do a good job, but it just didn't work right for me, so I didn't think it was worth it, so I don't get the zippers in the wrists anymore. But I still go for the U-shape, and I still went with the attached hood with the open eyes, so I can use my face shell. This one, by now, they offered a little different. Instead of the soles now, they offered where you could get the Kung Fu shoes inside now too, which are a big change from just the sole at the bottom. It's just so flappy and not uncomfortable to walk in, but just not the greatest, where these Kung Fu shoes are really fantastic as far as comfort. A little difficult to get in because of the way they fold over. The shoe opens up, and it, like, the flaps kind of fold, and you really have to kind of hold them apart to get your foot in, and it's really hard through the suit, which I'll show you how I do that when I put this on. But the Kung Fu shoes are definitely great for this suit, for an addition. They only offered, which was kind of weird, that they have 9s in men, and then it jumps all the way to 10.5. I have a 10 foot. They told me to get basically the 10.5, which I did. I noticed that there's about an inch or so. It seems like a lot of room, so I figured, well, next time I order, maybe I'll try for the 9s and see what they do, which I'll explain that one when I get to my Far From Home suit, which I did. And along with that one, I always kind of wanted the Symbiote suit, the black suit. So I ordered this one, and I kind of went basic with this. I didn't even get any of the foot stuff for this, because I had have those boat shoes, like water shoes that I'm going to wear with that, was just pure black, which looked fine. This pattern, though, I did notice I liked from a different pattern maker when it came to the black suit. It was Crazy Frankie. He had a really nice pattern that I really liked, and I went with it. And again, with the attached hood, U-zipper for this one, and I'll show that too. And lastly, my newest that I just got, which sparked this review, is my Far From Home suit, which I kind of went kind of all out for some of the bells and whistles with this one, and I'll explain some things with it. The leather, now that they offered that, I did go for the additions of the leather add-ons. It really, they say leather, I wouldn't say it is a leather. It's really pretty thin. You can tell from feeling it, and it's more of a plasticky, like Halloween costume type vinyl. It would worry me if I tried to wash it or something. That I don't know how well that would hold up, so I don't think I would put this through the washer, especially also because I opted for the emblem, the raised emblem on the chest, which is really nice. Really feels really good. Really spectacular. And also in the back, the white part is the raised, the black is part of the pattern. It's just the white, like Eevee foam or something that they cut out and have glued on there. This one I did the U-zipper. I went with the shoes, the Kung Fu shoes still. When in the order I said the 9s, but on the sizing I just said my foot was 9.5. Although holding this up to the Iron Spider one, the size seems about the same. So they might have took into account that, well, if I said 9.5 on my measurements, they didn't want to give me 9s, thinking it'd be too small. So I think they ended up giving me the 10.5s on these too, just to be on the safe side, because they look the same size. So they fit fine. Like I said, there's a little room, but it's not like they slip a lot or anything around. That's that big of a deal. I notice, at least in the pictures of this suit, it seems like the pattern he does have a little black that shows on its toe for part of the shoe thing, but it seems like sometimes when they're doing like the gluing around, the black doesn't necessarily go quite right sometimes. I don't know. And then again, this one was hard to tell. This one I got the pattern through ZentaiZone. They offer like a $30 add-on. You can buy the pattern through them. It looked like a Brandon Gilbert type pattern. It looked nice from what I've seen, so I just opted for that. The bad thing with that, I've noticed it seems that when you buy the pattern through like one of the designers, you get the actual pattern. This one, they didn't really send me the pattern design, so if I did want to go somewhere else and have another suit made, I would probably have to buy the pattern again. They may send me the pattern, seeing as how I did spend the 30 cents to buy it, but I don't know the whole rules as far as that, if it's still something they own and keep, or if it's something that they would send to you to have. And also again with it might be with Brandon's designs, because I noticed with the Iron Spider, was it that one too, or it seems like with his designs, the foot, the stripe down the middle here seems to go off to the side a bit, off to here, which you would think it would kind of go straight down the middle. So I'm not sure. Looking at pictures from the suits and movies, it looks like it's supposed to go straight, and it starts to go straight, but it kind of veers off in the pattern here. So I'm not sure if that's designed that way or what. Not bad, just a little bit of a little kind of weirdness there that kind of jumps out at me. And this one I opted to get the actual mask not attached. I'll explain that again why here later. And what's nice with this pattern too is it's actually designed without a chest seam, so you don't get this unsightly bump that you see in everybody's suits. Even RPC Studio, when they do theirs, they have these this chest bump here, which I'll show off when I put them on too, that is just ugly, and I do not like. And I'm very happy that now with this suit that's gone, at least in this design, and it makes it look really nice. The pattern on this, again, this one is more of a black dots versus the Homecoming one, which was more of a white dot. It gives a pretty neat texture still. Either way, it's reversed. It would be nice if eventually ZentaiZone will offer like RPC Studio does with the basketball pattern in the red. If you could add like that rubbery texture. I know it would be, of course, an addition, but that would be a really nice addition to add. Other than that, I don't see any reason that any of these suits aren't any better than what RPC Studio does, especially for the money. There's no way I could see spending the money RPC Studio charges for their suits when I'm getting great quality stuff from ZentaiZone that looks just as good. I've never tried an RPC Studio suit, and I definitely am not going to experiment with my money to get one to try. I'm not like a lot of people where maybe you see on YouTube that thinking these places that probably send them the suits for free. I bought all these suits with my own money, so what you're getting is an honest review of what I think. Underneath the suits, I do have like a Zentai, just a plain color Zentai suit. I used to wear this white one. I had the closed feet. That way the ankles don't ride up when I'm putting my feet in it. although the hands were open too, which kind of is difficult because when you put it in, you kind of have to really hold the wrists. They don't ride up, and it kind of gets wrinkly. I didn't like that, but I made it work for a long time. But I've always noticed other people, and I think RPC Studio sells them, where they have the suits that have the open fingers and then open thumb, but it still grips around the hand, so when you put it in, you can, you know, it doesn't ride up on you, and even around the foot, it's open, but it goes around the ankle, so you put your feet in, it doesn't ride up. But again, for what, $60 or whatever they charge for that, I'm not paying for that. They're just way too pricey. So again, I went with just the regular Zentai suit, like through Amazon. I did it with the gloves this time. You could probably cut the fingers out if you want, but I think that'll cause problems eventually down the road with the threading. So I'm going to try it leaving the hands in for a while, and still with the closed feet. So this might be my new one, undersuit, which I'll wear for a while. And I went with black this time because with some of the suits, if they get a little thin, the stretching, I think the white underneath would show a little too much fading versus what a black one would do. So I went with the black. And then also, which is nice, I went with at Target and Walmart, they have the from the Far From Home movie, they have this mask, this black, for these stealth suit, which is really nice, which I'm going to try with the black suit, because again, the reason I went with the detached hood on my new one is because I think of this, the way it attaches at the neck. Whenever you look around, the cloth moves, and the eye holes start to go above the eyes in my mask, so the eyes, the holes start to show up here, and again, eventually I have to keep taking these off and pull the mask down to kind of resituate and everything, and it's kind of become a pain. And I think it's because with the way it's connected here, it doesn't allow for like movement when I'm moving my head, and it just wants to stay put and it's moving around. So I'm hoping with a detached hood that's going to help. I went with the one detached hood with the open eyes, so I can use it with my face shell. I didn't get any zipper in it. I can usually fit it on over my head pretty good, even with the shell in, that I don't have to mess it up with a zipper and make that kind of awkward thing. And I also went this time extra, also just in case that wasn't my issue or doesn't help. I did the extra mask with the attached lenses. It seems like, though, they kind of get the lenses a little close sometimes, so I wasn't sure if I would like this. When I did try the suit on the first time, it does seem to kind of bunch up towards the middle here, which kind of looked kind of funny. Maybe I just need to kind of pull it a little bit, or if I have to use some double-sided tape in the shell to kind of help pull that apart, that might help too. So we'll see. I did through RPC Studio, though. They did offer when I did the homecoming suit, they did offer these 3D printed plastic like web shooters. They're all right. That's pretty flimsy material when you get up out here, but it's held up pretty good. And I don't know. Again, this doesn't really impress me for RPC Studio. Someone that would charge what they do quality-wise, it just seems still pretty basic. But I mean, it's nice. The magnets that hold the wrist together are really strong and stay on pretty good. They might have improved this since I got these two. I think this was kind of one of when they first started offering these. I got these, and like I said, they've probably made some improvements. I've seen other people that have better ones that seem a little more impressive, but these did the job for a while. And now that I'm probably moving on to Far From Home, I probably won't be using these much anymore. So let me put some of these suits on. I'm going to show you getting into the feet too, how I get to the kung fu shoes, and we're going to go through each of the suits. But I won't get to the kung fu shoes till I get to the Iron Spider. So that'll come after I show off a couple suits here first. All right. So be right back. Okay. Here's the homecoming suit. Again, you can see part of what I don't like here with the chest seam. All of them get that. Even RPC Studio gets that, and it's really awful.
this mask, even though my measurements are the same across all this other suits, for some reason this one does seem a little looser. Kind of weird. Maybe it depends on the person who sews it. Sometimes I get little wrinkles here that are hard to keep with this magnetic lenses. Again, as I move a bit and stuff, this one isn't as bad, but things start to get shifty where the lenses, where the eye holes start to go above the lenses, and that's what I don't like, with the center kind of getting off center. And I think that might have something to do with the attached mask when I'm moving around too much. I'm not sure. So I have to keep taking these off and reshifting and putting these back on, which kids kind of freak out about. And again, they don't really grab on here too tight. This is a ZentaiZone mask, the new one I got with their lenses, and they grab okay. It's just not that click and grab like I would like it to. Can't really get a full body shot. Here's front and back. So I can see a little better. Let's get the mask off here. Pull the shell out. Alright. The feet on this one, I'm going to go down to the ground here, are the ones that just have the soles. So your feet, your toes are out if you wear socks or whatever, or the undersuit I have. But it's a little kind of floppy, which, like I said, ain't bad, but for some walking, it's not really the most comfortable. And again, it seems like with the lines on how they lined up the sole wasn't quite right. And the pattern, again, it kind of goes, what should have been, I would have thought, kind of straight down the middle. It kind of goes off to the side here, which is kind of weird. I don't know if that was part of the pattern design or the sewer. Because imagine the black is here, so it had to be part of the pattern. If the black is part of the pattern, that couldn't have been center. It just kind of seems funny for that look, but I was pretty happy with the suit, even though it was off like that. But oh yeah, and this one had the wrist things, which I guess that one's coming unzipping fine for me there, but kind of zipping back, you can't really get it to zip back as well. Even when I try to extend my hand, I can't. You almost have to have somebody kind of hold the back here for you to zip it back up. Although I've seen other people that haven't had that issue, so I'm not sure if it was the thread or the thicker material, because I can't get it to zip back up by myself. And it's just kind of weird still. Well, I guess you could. It just, when you hear it kind of stretch a bit when you're trying to get your hands out, it's just kind of scary. But it's a nice feature. I just wish it worked better for me here. And since it didn't, it's just something I didn't go for in my other suits. Okay, let me put a different one on for you. Alright, here's the black suit. Like I said, I opted, as far as shoes, I just went with these water shoes to go on. I'll show you a better look at them at the ground here real quick before I put the mask on with that. So, they're fine for a black suit. It works. Didn't want to go all out on this one that I probably wouldn't be wearing too much anyway. And again, with this one and the red shell, when the mask moves and you see the eye hole, the red really stands out on this one. Versus where if it maybe would have been nicer having a black shell for the black suit. But that's where I thought this might come in handy. For this one, I could wear if you can get the zipper well with these gloves. Oh, I got the mask up. Let me go ahead and show the back too here. There's kind of the back view and front view, which I really like the Symbiote suit. I mean, it fits good if you probably didn't have a shell and then had the attached eyes. Again, with the shell, without a shell, it kind of squishes your nose a bit. But again, my plan is with wearing with this, which would be kind of cool. Now again, this is probably meant more for a kid as far as size. I got a small head, so I mean it's tight on me, but it still fits not too bad. But anyone else would probably have a hard time without modifying it for comfort. And what's nice, this kind of, you know, flips up. And back down. And then it's got little adjusters here. Oops. They don't squint as far as it would have been kind of cool, but squints a little bit, I guess. And it comes down. So I thought that would be a neat addition if I ever wore this one out. To have the black mask from the stealth suit. Different, but that's alright. For a kid's show, I'd probably be more interested in wearing the other red suits. This would be more for me or a con or something. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, so let me get the iron suit on, and that has the Kung Fu shoes. I'll show you how I get into those. Okay, so now with these, like I said, they fold over on each other. The way it folds down, you got to kind of pry it open. Oops, pry it open to get your foot in. Because again, I think these are about 10.5. When I have a 10 size foot, I usually have socks on with these. You'll have to kind of bring your hand down in here to where you can almost see the shoe itself in here. Very hard to get to. Where you can grab one side and then grab the other. Sorry, I can't do this to show the camera when I need to see what I'm grabbing here. You have to kind of be able to get down in there to pry it apart so you can get your foot in. So, didn't mean to turn it completely inside out, which I usually don't. This was a mess here. What the heck did I do? Okay, there. So yeah, like I said, I'll feed my hands down so I can stretch it a little bit, grab the two sides, kind of work my foot into it, ankle around, get my other two fingers in so I can get the heel to kind of come up it. And then you're in pretty good. So then the same process with the other one. Just throw that around. Work yourself down it here. feel the two sides. Stick a foot in, and then kind of work your fingers around it to get that in. And you're in for the feet. All right, let me get this whole thing on, and then I'll show you this one fully suited up. All right, so here's the Iron Spider one. Again, with that chest seam, it gives that little bump, which I do not like. Which again, when I get to the last one, you'll see the very niceness of it not having that chest seam that sews up here and causes that little bump. I'll put the mask on this one. With this one and the black suit I ordered at the same time, it seems like the measurements, it's a little tighter than my other one, so I don't know again if it's the difference between the person that makes the suit to who sews the suit. I mean, I give the same measurements, but it seems to be a little tighter for some reason. But once I break it in, it'll probably be pretty decent. Let me go with the feet too, again with the pattern on the feet. The way it kind of goes off to the side here. It just kind of funny, and again, I don't know if that's Brandon's pattern, the way he has it designed, because I mean the black for the foot seems to be a little off to the side, but not bad as far as sticking that down, but it couldn't have been that far off, so it had to be designed like that. Again, my toes are about back here for the 10.5. But they're really comfortable. I mean, yeah, it's a weird little pattern in there from the material, but I mean, they don't flop around. They're a lot easier as far as if you're going to do any running or a lot of walking to have the Kung Fu shoes. Let me put the shell in here. Zip this sucker up. Get that kind of lined up there with the lenses. They just don't grab like I would like them to feel that good solid stick. That one didn't do too bad. But again, I think with the attached mask, I'm hoping when I get to the other one that it's causing more of a stiffness for when I'm looking around, and eventually the eye holes start moving up too far. But here's the front view of this one. Really nice. In the back. Really nice colors. Really good job. Okay, now the last one, which you guys probably came for, the Far From Home suit. Okay, so now here's the Far From Home, which is really nice here too. Again, let me go down to the feet. Since they are still probably the bigger size, I'd wear socks with these. Still, my toes kind of back here, so I'm pretty sure they still gave me the 10.5s, which is fine. I mean, I'd rather it be a little big than too small. Again, though, the way the pattern goes with this, though, it still goes off to the side. The blacks seem a little kind of off, but it's all right. Not too terrible, but you can kind of see how when it goes around some places where it should have been maybe more down, because it doesn't do it on the other side here versus the inside and the outside. The leather editions are really nice. Like I said, they're more of a plastic kind of what you get for the Halloween costumes, but it's still pretty pretty good looking on the feet, and then on the belt here. And it goes up to what around the shoulder, and then through the back with the raised spider here, the back. On the forearms, it has a little bit that goes around here and up. The same here. There's our little web shooter design. Kind of weird. I don't think it is on the costume either, but it just seems like there would have been a nice spot to have some leather right there too, to go around the arm. But like I said, I don't think it is on this movie suit either, so that's why it's not on this one. Again, no chest bump. Nice and smooth there at the chest. The raised spider is really nice. Touch. Along with the back one, like I said, the white is what's the raised. On the inside of the suit, you can see where they use like fabric glue to glue it onto the suit. The material, it looks, the way the pattern is, it looks kind of clothy, kind of nice little design look to it. Like I said, it'd be nice if they start adding the option to do like a rubbery texture, like a basketball to it, which would really add to it. Really nice look. Alright, then let's see the shell. Face shell with the mask without the lenses here first. Let's get that on. Get positioned here. And then this will get tucked into here. Which again is why I don't like it. I mean, you have someone to help you straighten it out a little bit, but it just, the patterns don't line up so well and a little bunched up, but oh well. And then our eyes. Just not getting that grab I like. But I haven't wore this one enough to figure out how it moves. If the eyes will start getting exposed here or not. So it's an experiment I'll have to try for a little bit to see if the detached mask is really what saves me for that. I get at least a nice space here where you'll see when I put the other one on here where it kind of wrinkles it up a little bit. I mean, it's still got a little bit of a wrinkle here, but not too bad. Where let's see this one. Can't see the eye holes to line them up, so this will be fun. All right. It seems to bunch a little more there where I think if I, not much to put tape to that would help, I don't think, though, to keep that bunch from going. Well, I won't have the exposed eye holes that drive me crazy a lot too, so like I said, that'll have to tough, but I'm not going to bother with that right now. Like I said, I don't know about the wrinkles that much there. I'd much rather have it pulled apart. Maybe my other face shell, well, maybe the other face shell might be a little bigger. I might be able to try it with that to see if that helps the Oracle one. It still kind of mess with a bit of my vision, but we'll give that a shot real quick. Let me grab that one. Grab that one and I'll do a video to see if it looks any different. Alright, I put the Oracle one on and it seems to still be doing the same, and like I said, the way with the spread so far apart, my vision's really, I almost have to turn to see out of one eye to really know what I'm looking at, because I really lose vision here in the middle as it is, and it still pushes together, so it's not doing much help for me either. And again, it might just be the placement of when they glue the glue the eyes on. They don't really have a model, I guess, to do that too. I mean, it's still not too bad, but if my magnet lenses do well, I think I'll probably stick with those to start with, and always have this as a backup kind of with me in case it really starts showing a lot. Yeah, you could get a zipper in the back to make it easier to get in and out of, but it's really not that bad. And the less zippers I find better. I don't like all that extra chances that seams looking bad or anything. And we'll see if time tells if I'll like this detached mask or not. I mean, it's nice to walk around, but I don't really have that Peter Parker look, so it's not like I'd really be walking around maskless a lot, but it's easier than unzipping and pulling out a little bit every now and then. But I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. I like it so far, so that's my review. Hope you enjoyed.